Hi everybody, it's Charlie from everybodyhatescharlie.com. Well, history repeated itself again in Knox and Laurel counties, Kentucky, when an undoubtedly innocent man was wrongfully convicted of murder despite DNA evidence and eyewitness testimony, not only in the courts of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, but in federal court as well. It got me to thinking about all the people who have been wrongfully convicted in Knox and Laurel counties over the past 40 plus years. And I was reminded of Glennis Mills. He's dead now, but he was a friend and criminal cohort of Vance Mills, a Barberville millionaire who was under investigation for smuggling cocaine back from Mexico in the 1980s. Glennis was a ding zay. That's Chinese for substitute criminal. In China, if the wealthy get in trouble with the law, they sometimes hire a ding zay, or imposter, to serve the prison sentence for them. Simply put, Glennis took the fall for Vance Mills' drug trafficking and was well paid for that service. Then I thought about what the CIA contractor told me Johnny Asher had said about the hits that are carried out in Kentucky. Some of you are old enough to remember billionaire Johnny Asher was the husband of Tootsie Asher, victim of a brutal car bombing in the streets of Middlesboro, a crime that was never solved. Johnny Asher said, "You kill a hog, we could never figure out how to get paid when he squeals. But we learned how to use every part of that hog when we'd kill him. But we never could figure out how to get paid for the squeal." That was the 1980s. Now here's where I insert a disclaimer stating any resemblance of the following fictional dramatization to any real persons, places, or events is entirely coincidental. Now I know how you get paid for the squeal. Say you don't like the dealer on the creek because he's got his own private enterprise running. He's siphoning off your customers. Maybe he's been talking to the wrong people about the wrong stuff. Who knows? For whatever reason, this guy has to go, right? So you have people for this type of work. People who have been arrested like 43 times type of people. The dealer, aka the hog, is slaughtered, his stash and briefcase of cash removed, along with other items of value. You know, you use every part of the hog, just like Johnny said. But what if the payout didn't have to stop there? You belong to fraternal organizations that give you access to law enforcement officers who are members of the same. Organizations whose members swear to protect the other members, or brothers, no matter what crimes or transgressions have been or may be committed. So, a substitute criminal, a ding zay, a patsy if you will, is produced for arrest. Maybe it's the son of a close friend. It might even be your own family member. Law enforcement is encouraged to overlook certain details, certain statements, certain evidence in the investigative process. They don't investigate that which they should have investigated. Your patsy is indicted for the murder they did not commit. The judge sets a high bond. You and your other friends generously donate toward the patsy's bond and legal fees. After all, you know the patsy's innocent. These generous donations are investments in a scheme we'll call Murder, Inc. Now, investing in legal cases is not a new concept. For instance, environmental contamination lawsuits attract investors who help cover the costs of laboratory testing, field work, and expert analysis, costs that can become exponential when working with dozens or more injured plaintiffs. These investors make a contribution to the law firm in return for a portion of the resulting settlement or jury award, should there be one. As with other forms of investing, there is no guarantee the investors will see any return on their money. At Murder, Inc., invest in a wrongful murder conviction, share in a multi-million-dollar settlement when the wrongfully accused sues the government for the erroneous conviction. At this point, I'm not sure who in the legal process has to be involved to make this scheme work. But what I do know for sure is you've got to have a bad jury. No matter what damning DNA evidence a defense attorney might dig up, no matter what eyewitness testimony states, even if that testimony is straight out of the mouths of babes, that jury better be bent and they better convict, whether with carrot or stick. Murder, Inc. has to own that jury. So the patsy is convicted of a crime they most definitely didn't commit. They may or may not realize what their friends and family members have done to them. A controlled, carefully orchestrated, wrongful conviction designed for maximum payout. I read where in 3 short years, one attorney secured over $33 million in settlements and jury awards in wrongful conviction cases. One man alone received $7.5 million. With payouts like that, Murder, Inc.'s investment strategy has the potential to make the squeal by far the most valuable part of the hog. A prosecutorial process ripe for fraud and corruption, while being the unscrupulous investor's wet dream. Law enforcement, you'll be the ones left holding the bag. Your careers will be threatened, maybe even ruined. Prison time will be a looming possibility. Your reputation in the community could never be resurrected when people see you've railroaded an innocent man. There will be those in your own family that won't be able to look you in the eye. Look what happened to that former Louisville police officer not too long ago. You may have heard the phrase, "Unhappy the land that has no heroes." No, unhappy the land that needs heroes. If you can't be a hero, you're content to be a villain. I don't know. Maybe there is a Murder, Inc. investment group operating in Kentucky, and we're just yet to find out about it. It sure would explain how these Knox and Laurel County juries keep reaching these wild fairy tale verdicts that defy forensic science and ignore exonerating evidence that a 4th grader could acquit on. It's a huge red flag these juries are waving that no one seems to notice. Until now.